Ever wake up thinking it's just a regular Monday? Coffee in hand, routine unfolding, only to realize you've stepped straight into a circus? That was me, standing barefoot on my porch, sipping hot coffee, when I caught sight of a sign so ridiculous it looked like a prank. Right there on the edge of my lake, big bold letters practically shimmering in the sun like a roadside casino attraction. Tyler Peterson Memorial Lake. A gift from HOA President Vicky Peterson to the community. Let me be clear, Tyler isn't dead. He's just loud, obnoxious, and somehow now the face of a lake that sits squarely on my private land. And there he was, live streaming like he owned the place. Welcome to Tyler's Lake. My mom just gave it to me. Pool party coming this weekend. Followers cheering him on in the comments, treating Vicky like she was royalty for bestowing such generosity. And Tyler? He believed it. You could see it in his smirk, in the way he strutted like none of this applied to him, because why would it? His mom ran the HOA. In his world, that meant she ran the whole neighborhood. Didn't matter that the lake sat on land I paid for, that I'd maintained it with my own two hands for years. I walked over, calm on the outside but boiling within, and said, Tyler, that sign needs to come down. You and your mom. Take it down now. He barely looked up from his phone. Who even are you? This is community property now. My mom said so. She's HOA president. That means she's in charge. The chat exploded. Tell him, Tyler, HOA power. Right on cue, Vicky arrived, strutting like she was walking into a press conference. Designer bag, neat blazer, that sugary smile politicians wear. But her eyes were sharp. David, good morning. I wanted to talk about our exciting new lake initiative. She gestured toward the sign like it was a sculpture in a gallery. After a lot of community discussion, we decided this natural resource shouldn't be monopolized by one person. We're thinking of the kids. I met her gaze and said, This is my land, Vicky. Private property. She didn't blink. David, HOA regulations are nuanced. Property rights aren't as black and white here as you think. Tyler nodded, eating it up. Now, I'm no attorney, but I've dealt with HOAs before. I know their limits, so I just smiled. And I saw it, just for a second, her confidence wavered. Still, she pushed ahead. The neighborhood has been notified. This is for the good of all. I said, firm and clear. Take the sign down. Suddenly, her phone was in her hand, her voice quivering. Yes, hello? I'm calling to report a man behaving aggressively, trying to block children from accessing a water source. Tyler went pale. He didn't threaten us. Be quiet, she snapped. Police arrived, Officer Martinez, level-headed and by the book. He checked my ID, reviewed the deed, studied the sign, and turned to Vicky. Ma'am, unless you have documentation supporting your claim, this is private property. Mr. Vermiller has every right to enforce it. Vicky's face flushed bright red. Tyler's stream cut out fast. They packed up, humiliated. As they left, Vicky hissed, You have no idea what you've just started. Oh, I knew. I ripped the sign out myself and tossed it in the garage. But by the next week, it had begun. My mailbox was stuffed daily, HOA violation notices. $500 fine for landscaping violations, which apparently meant my century-old oak trees. $300 for noise disturbances, thanks to frogs. $800 for mosquito hazards, from the same lake she tried to hijack. All fines signed by Vicky. Deadlines stamped with urgency. Tyler, meanwhile, was flaunting his privilege online. Designer clothes, test-driving motorbikes, lounging poolside, hashtags blazing. Total fines? $1,600. I started wondering if I should just sell and leave. This ranch was my reset after burning out in tech. Now it felt like a battlefield. Then something unexpected landed in my inbox. An email from Charlotte, the HOA's bookkeeper. 60, nervous fingers, thick glasses. David, she wrote, I need your help. Vicky's signing off tens of thousands in expenses. $30K this month alone, and I can't trace any of it. We met in person. She showed me a stack of receipts. Lake cleanup, landscaping, assessments, all suspicious. all billed to companies with the last name Peterson. Then she whispered, "She's planning another $50,000 project next week. A remediation for your lake." I asked, "Who owns the company getting the money?" Charlotte leaned closer. "I think it's her brother-in-law." And that's when I realized this wasn't about frogs or kids or signs. It was about power. And Vicky had just overplayed her hand. Back then, nobody wanted to deal with budgeting, so guess who stepped into the role with power to approve or block major expenses? Yep, me. When this whole mess started, I dusted off the old charter and showed it to Charlotte. Her jaw nearly hit the floor. "You can stop this?" she asked. "I can do better," I told her. "I can freeze every account and launch an audit." So Monday rolls around, and Vicky's packed the community center, standing up front with a flashy PowerPoint and dire warnings about supposed environmental risks. She calls for a vote. Most of the residents, scared stiff about possible lawsuits, raise their hands. Charlotte tries to process the payment. The bank blocks it instantly. Vicky's thrown. She dials the bank, puts it on speaker for everyone to hear. "Account frozen," the rep says. "Under review by budget manager David Miller." Total silence. Vicky stammers. I step up, hold out notarized documents, proof I've held this authority from day one. I just never needed to wield it until now. Suddenly, the crowd's turning. They want transparency. They want to see the receipts. Vicky starts sweating. She can't show a single proper invoice. Her little family-run scam is unraveling right there in front of everyone. Tyler, her son, looks stunned. She tells him to wait in the car. For the first time, everyone sees her for what she really is. We call a vote of no confidence. Passes. Vicky storms out, hurling threats and muttering about lawyers. I turn to Charlotte and say, "Now we follow the money." Vicky panics, starts calling secret meetings at sunrise trying to rewrite the story. Claims everything was donated to charity. Charlotte points out the so-called paperwork was filed only after the bank freeze, and just a few days ago. Meanwhile, Tyler keeps posting his new expensive lifestyle online. Fancy dinners, shiny bike, designer shoes, unknowingly creating a digital trail straight back to the fraud. At the next emergency meeting, I set up the projector and show them the receipts. The fake charity was registered 4 days ago. No real work done, no real outreach. Every big payout went to her relatives or Tyler. 18 grand to him for youth consulting. Several more to shell companies tied to her family. Tyler turns pale and starts crying. "Mom said that was her salary," he whispers. "She said HOA presidents get paid. They don't. It's volunteer." She lied to everyone, especially him. Neighbors are furious now. They demand records, bank statements, anything that proves where the money went. Vicky tries to spin it, says I'm just bitter over the lake situation. I play audio of her threatening me, boasting how she'd show everyone who's boss. The whole room deflates. Somebody calls for her removal and a police report. Every hand goes up except hers and Tyler's. Days later, we hear sirens. Vicky's barricaded herself in the HOA office, shredding papers and screaming that I should be arrested for fraud. Cops show up. I hand over my ID and the official appointment letter. I've been budget manager from the start. They verify it all. Vicky breaks down, rants about conspiracies. Tyler's just broken, staring into space, realizing everything he knew was fake. Charlotte steps up, confirms everything. She'd been silenced through threats. I lay out the documents, play the recordings. It's all there. Vicky finally caves, tries to strike a deal. "I'll pay it all back," she says. She doesn't realize she just confessed. Officer Martinez cuffs her. "You're under arrest for embezzlement, fraud, and filing false reports." Tyler apologizes to me, chokes out sorry to the whole crowd. That was 3 months ago. Vicky's doing 18 months and owes $65,000 in restitution. Her home's up for sale. She's banned from any leadership role ever again. Charlotte took over finances with full access, full transparency. Tyler sold the bike, moved in with his dad, and launched a local volunteer group. He's trying to rebuild trust. Every Saturday, we host a community coffee by the lake. People talk, swap ideas, no more secrets, no more fear. And me? I used to think staying out of things was easier. But I learned that stepping up isn't a burden. It's how things get better. The lake now has a new sign. Miller Ranch Lake Community. Welcome by invitation only. Sometimes kids come to fish. Sometimes people just sit there watching the sunset. Quiet, peaceful, honest. Tyler came by recently. Asked, "Why didn't you just walk away?" I told him, "Because walking away doesn't fix anything. You've got to stand your ground, even when it gets ugly. That's how change happens." He's learning that now. That's what matters. So here we are. Bruised, maybe, but finally honest. Finally building the place we all wanted. Turns out, sometimes the quietest guy in the room really is the one holding it all together. And sometimes that's exactly what a place needs. So what do you think? Did justice win? Or are there more Vickists still out there waiting to take over? Drop your thoughts below. Share your story. And let's keep the conversation going. Because if you've ever faced an HOA tyrant, you know just how satisfying this ending feels.